Hey everybody, this is Lord Magicus, and this week we're going to play Merfolk Legacy. Yeah, it's been a while, and to be honest, I don't really know if this is exactly what we should be doing, but we're going to do it anyway. So, with this past week, somebody actually posted a 5-0 with Merfolk Legacy, and it got a few people talking about it, so I figured that I would do another league with it, since I don't think we've done one since Oko's been banned. But the problem in my eyes is that that was only half of the issue that we have right now. Oko invalidated Chalice, but Chalice is, was one of the better cards in our deck. But the other problem, and the one that we're still really facing, and the reason that I haven't been playing a lot of Legacy, Plague Engineer still invalidates True-Name Nemesis, which is like the best card in our deck. So it's really sketchy to want to play a deck that has a bunch of say copy effects for True-Name Nemesis in the face of Plague Engineer. But I mean, that's what he did, and he went 5-0 with it. And I think he only played against a Plague Engineer one time in that league and managed to beat it somehow. So but you might say, okay, well, why do we care? Well, Plague Engineer, according to MTG Goldfish, is still played in 23% of all the decks in Legacy. It's the single most played creature ahead of Uro and also Delver of Secrets, and it's ridiculous. So I don't know if it's a wise idea to be relying on something like this, but you know what? Maybe the secret to success is just saying I don't give a fuck and just jam as many True-Name Nemesis on the field as you possibly can. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to play a deck that absolutely just does not, care about Plague Engineer. If we go up against it, we're just going to, accept that we basically lose against it. And the thing is, we kind of need True-Name, because there's no way that we're really beating a lot of, the non-engineered decks without it. You go up against a deck like Death and Taxes, or, Lands, or something, you need True-Name Nemesis, because if you don't have it, nothing else is going to realistically stick and, actually win you the game. True-Name is the card that's going to get you there, so yeah, if you don't play it, you're giving up percentages against those decks, but if you do play it, you're giving up, your entire game against Plague Engineer. So, I don't know, maybe we just have to, roll and just say, I don't care if we're up against it, it'll be fine. And if we go up against it, who cares? Whatever, it happens. So that's the strategy we're on. It's a total YOLO, and this is kind of the classic old school Merfolk build for this. So we are gonna play. I have a split here between Glasspool Mimic and Phantasmal Image, and it's because there are some situations where Image is going to be a little bit better, and some where Mimic is going to be a little bit better. People like to play 2 Waterlogged Groves in the land slot here, and I think that we can reasonably play Mimic there. I think it's fine. It's a blue card that pitches to Force, so if you're going to play extra Forces in your deck, having more blue cards, it's a land that pitches to Force. So, you've increased, the number of potential pitches to this, Now you can actually pitch your land to it if you need to. And I mean, if you ever tick Vial up to 3 for True-Name, then it makes, having some other 3s in the deck to Vial in is definitely helpful. We've seen this a lot in Modern with Glasspool and Mirror Regery. Glasspool helps fix the curve a lot with that, so I think that it's good to have a split between the two. Whereas a lot of the times you want to keep your Vial in 2 because most of your creatures are going to be 2. So you have all your lords, your Silvergill, so and also Image sometimes can randomly just copy an opponent's card, and maybe you copy a Merit Lodge and then block their thing and then kill them in response the next turn if they're tapped out. So that can happen. Or sometimes you copy a Delver of Secrets and then that just works out for you, or copying a Tarmogoyf sometimes is good enough. So yeah, it's fine. And then this is extra copies of Lord, same thing with Mimic, extra copies of Lords is always fine. When you're copying your own creatures, Mimic is going to be obviously better than the Image will, because this will die if they, target it with, say, Renin 6 or something oh, well, no, I'm sorry, not Renin 6, but, that's gone. Yeah, that needs to be gone. But, there's a lot of stuff they can, target it with, So if they target it with anything, even if it wasn't actually going to kill it, then yeah, this definitely is a lot weaker. Maybe like a pinging it with Ballista or something like that. So yeah, so we don't have to worry about Oka. We don't have to worry about Ren and 6. Those are both like, they're the two big things that like really hurt Image. So maybe it's like okay to play some copies of Image. Yeah, and with Oko gone, Chalice should be better than it was before. Maybe not as powerful as it used to be, but certainly like much more playable now that it's not just going to get immediately elked. And because if we're going to rely on Chalice, then you probably need Cursecatcher, because Cursecatcher is how you get Chalice to resolve through days. You want to ideally curve Cursecatcher, or even like Aether Vial in turn 1, so then you can like tick up Vial, play Chalice, and then Vial and Cursecatcher as a counterspell if you need to. Hit that Daze or hit that Force so that your Chalice sticks, and hopefully your opponent is just ended by it. So, yeah, sideboard. We will play some back to basics. Just because if we are going to go up against those like 3-color, you know, like Soultide Delver, where they're going to have like Engineer and stuff, if our copy, you know, True-Name plan is going to be terrible, at least, you know, those decks are usually vulnerable to back to basics, so that might help a little bit. We have Brazen Borrower, which was also a decent like threat to replace something like Image with against those kind of decks. Dismember obviously is a staple here. The rest of these, we've seen these before. You know, Venser is really helpful against the show and tell decks. And just extra copies of Force. You know, this is what we're playing against combo. And it's important against Storm too, because now a lot of our plan is we need to play Chalice on 1 against them a lot of times, so that way they can't play like Veil of Summer and then just play everything anyway. If you put Chalice on 0 and they just like Veil you, they can just play all their stuff into it because it'll now be uncounterable, and yeah, they just storm off. So if you're gonna play it on 0, you have to have like a Force to like protect yourself from Veil of Summer. Otherwise, playing it on 1 might actually be correct against a lot of Storm decks. You can turn off like their Dark Rituals and their Veils, so you know all of your Chalice and like counter spells do their thing. So, all right, yeah, this is what we're gonna take in the battle. We'll see how this goes. I don't know, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe it won't be as bad as I think, but I'm not terribly confident in this strategy. But you know, I think if you want to play like, you know, Merfolk like this, this is like one of the most powerful cards we have. So maybe this is just what we have to do. So, all right, let's go and get into a game. Okay, here we go. We are on the play. It's the Yorion deck. Interesting. We're gonna keep this. That means they get to know what we're on right away, so yeah, we have to tell them. Usually Yorion, though, is a good thing for us because it means they might be playing cantrips. Oh, this is Death and Taxes. This might not be as good then. Let's turn off Swords to Plowshares first. But I mean, if it's taxes, like, I don't know, it could be rough. This is Stoneforge right away. Okay, Thalia is fine. So I guess, well, I mean, that's okay. Show Cursecatcher. There's some chance that we might play it if we draw like another Cavern of Souls, so probably not. Fuck. Well, it's not the end of the world because we can at least still play them. This is like Giver of Runes or Mother of Runes, it's a problem, yeah. What we really, really need right now is a land so we can get this True-Name online. The only good news is that, well, they have Flicker Wisp or even Skyclave Apparition, then this Chalice is going to go away and then Swords will be back online. They can just give that protection at the moment, so... There's no point in attacking here. Yeah, go away. Just gonna have to take a beating for a little bit. That's not great. They can have... Yeah, so we really desperately need this thing, but it might be too late now. They have Sword of Fire and Ice, and then, yeah, we're in deep shit. Missing the third land drop is a big deal, because now they can equip Sword onto Thalia, and they can just, like, basically kill off our entire board. So nothing matters except True-Name Nemesis now. I can't block, so there's no point in asking. So they just ping off Lord here. I think we are dead. Like, we actually can't beat this. Like, I don't have an equipment to get here. Like, this is going to attack me every turn. Like, by the time like, this can't block it either. So, we've actually lost this game already. There's no way to get back into the game and race that at that point. Cursecatcher and Chalice are both terrible here. We want Dismember. We want Brazen Borrower. And even Venser's not bad, actually. Cursecatcher is pretty terrible. Force of Negation is pretty bad, so we'll take Venser over Force. You have to probably keep Force of Will, at least, because there's some chance if you can counter Stoneforge Mystic with it, you need to. Otherwise, I think this is about as good as we're going to get. This hand is pretty bad. I don't think this hand's going to beat them. This one's better. I think I'm just going to put Force in the bottom. I could put an Aether Vial in the bottom, actually. I kept 7. Well, maybe putting Vial in the bottom is fine. There's some universe in which we might want to cast this. If they play Vial, like, do I counter it? Chrome Mox, okay. Sure, you can Chrome Mox, that's fine. I don't know what you're going to do with that. Yeah, see, this I'm definitely countering. They 2-for-1 themselves just to be able to try to do that. I could actually bounce this Chrome Mox back to their hand. Maybe I should have done this on my turn. But I can't really use the mana in their upkeep, so I guess this is okay. They lost a Spirit of the Labyrinth for that, too. Sure. So drawing a land here would be perfect. Actually, that was a mistake. I probably should have named Rogue with that. That's my bad. Though, yeah, if I name Rogue, I can then safely keep this for any Merfolk here. Because then I can't actually cast this right now. And yeah, so that's a miss. Like, totally forgot that, you know, True-Name and Brazen Borrower do share this synergy here. So that was a miss. All right, well. Now we're in trouble again. What do we want? Like Dismember or something? Sword of Fire and Ice is kind of a big deal. They're not going to attack us. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. We just gotta wait until they sort of Fire and Ice us. Damn it. If we actually had, like, named Rogue with this, I think we might be winning. Because then we'd have this online. It's my fault for not playing with Borrower for a while. You gotta remember these things. And I'm pretty sure, what, isn't, like, Glasspool Mimic itself also a Rogue? So that, even that could have been something I named with this. I'm not going to tick this up. I think they're just going to put the sword in this turn. So I just have to dismember whatever they try to equip it to. Sure. That's fine. So I don't want to give them an opportunity to re-equip it to Stoneforge here. Guess we do this now, right? Alright, well here, now playing Brazen Borrower might not be enough. Alright, well... So we're in a race. They can kill off our Cursecatcher with the sword. They might just go to our face though, because Cursecatcher's not really important. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, they have blockers. That is a problem. So we're basically dead next turn unless something great happens right now. Ooh. That might qualify as something great, actually. You have to block this. Like, you come on. Okay, well, I think this just means they're dead. They should have definitely blocked, like, at least one creature there. That was so greedy. Alright, well, we fucked up with the Brazen Borrower, which almost cost us that game because we missed out on some damage with it, I think. But then our opponent punted it back to us, I think, so that was a plus. Alright. Do I want to make any changes here? I don't think so. I think I have to keep everything as is. Alright, here we go. We go to game 3. See, this is what I'm saying. True-Name Nemesis is like the only reason we could win this game. So we had, like, we needed it to be able to, like, attack through everything. This hand's fine. We're going to keep this. This might even be a scenario where we pitch a Trickster to counter Aether Vial. Maybe. I think so. Yeah. Let's make all their mana super clunky. I mean, I definitely would have pitched the Cursecatcher if given the choice, but like, it's gonna be a lot harder for them to actually do things now. Sure. There is no fucking way you are blocking this. Why would you do that? No, it's so bad. I just got to trade a Cursecatcher with a Thalia. That feels excellent. Okay, so yeah, basically from here we just want to draw copies of True-Name Nemesis. They don't really have anything going on, and they don't have a good way. Yeah, they can port us. That's like it. But we're gonna have another one of these things, so. And look, countering that Aether Vial is big because they're stuck on 2 lands. They clearly don't have Stoneforge because they definitely would have used it if they did. This is good. Every turn that they miss on a land is a turn that we get closer to victory. Oh, that's great. If that means they can't port us this turn, then True-Name comes out. That's excellent. I'm playing the Mutavault because we want to attack with it next turn. It's not over yet. This could change at any given point. So the Wasteland's not bad. They can trade it with this thing. They can save themselves some life with the Wasteland if they want. Alright, so they have Stoneforge, but all I can really find is Batterskull, and like, I guess they could still get the sword, but that's like super slow. Like, you can't use the sword here, right? It's so, oh my god, yeah, they're fucked. Alright, let me just attack with everything. They only have 1 white mana, so. And they don't have another creature in play to even equip the sword to. The fuck? Why did you wasteland this thing? Merfolk, I guess. They're just losing now. And I think as long as we have this Brazen Borrower, we're in really good shape. I think that was okay. So maybe they just drew it. So, but I don't see how this helps you. We don't have anything to like. Even if you put it into play and equip this, it's not going to do anything. I don't feel motivated to do anything at the moment. Okay. So what, you have to like block or you are gonna die next turn, so. Ooh, that's not bad. Okay. I don't think this matters though. Still think we have them dead. Because it's going to take their entire turn to, like, equip this sword and attack once. They're dead in 2 turns anyway, so I don't see how this matters. Okay. Do I actually care about that? I could just go for the win here. I think I'm gonna do that. The true name is killing them in 2 turns anyway, so even if they answer this, like, we're still winning this race. Yeah, there we go. Wow! Alright, see, this is what I'm saying, like, against this match, if we don't have true name versus this Sword of Fire and Ice, like, this thing will just brick wall our creatures forever. But because we have the power to push through with True-Name Nemesis, that's what gives Merfolk its power in Legacy. So if we can just play more matches like this where we don't have to worry about Plague Engineer and True-Name can pull its weight, we might do some damage in this league. So this is a good start to this. It's been a while since we've had, what felt like a really convincing win in this format. So everybody, please give this a thumbs up. Let me know. I know it's been a while since we did Legacy, but I know there's some people out there that really enjoy this. If you do, you have to let me know in the comments, because like your feedback is what guides the formats and stuff that I play in here. So Modern usually gets the most attention because people seem to like it the most. If you like Legacy and you want to see more Legacy, you need to be vocal about it. So there we go. That's it. Like I said, give it a thumbs up. I will see you again tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.